Hey guys, Nikki Witherspoon here, aka FBA Ninja. I wanted to come on and just have a quick chat with you guys. I am actually at my grandma LaLa's house, and if anybody follows me on Facebook, then you know that we recently lost my grandma LaLa on May 11th. So, I'm actually here at her house, and we are cleaning up, sorting through some of her stuff because this woman really liked to collect stuff. She was an avid collector of stuff. She was born in 1920, so it was around the Depression and whatnot, and you could tell in her everyday, life, she kept everything, okay? We've been going through this house, since I was little, and there's just stuff everywhere, and there's sheds out back and stuff like that. So some of my aunts and my mom are actually out back sorting through some of the stuff, finding a bunch of pictures and things like that, and going through it. And I came inside to give them a little bit of private time and whatnot, because they're going through old memories and stuff like that. So I'm gonna actually turn this camera around. Okay. Alright guys, so excuse my appearance. It is hot. I'm sweating. As you can see from the fan in the background, Grandma never had central air. Okay? This is how we were raised. And this is what I wanted to come on and actually talk to you guys about. Your start does not have to be your finish. If you started somewhere from meager beginnings, poor, poverty, living in the hood, as some people like to say, that does not mean that that's where your story needs to end as well. You can make that conscious decision on whether or not you're going to stay in that predicament or you're going to get yourself and your family out. I made the decision many moons ago that I was not going to live like this, not the rest of my life. I wasn't. I wanted to do things a little bit differently. Not saying that the way that she lived was bad, because she came from the country. This was perfect for her, and I had a really good life here. Awesome woman. She lived, there's two houses on the end of this block, and she lived in one and we lived in the other, and we were just always around her. That's just how it is. But guys, excuse me, we went through extremely hard times. My mom was a single mom. She had me and my sister. My grandma, she retired when I was born because me and her actually have the same birthday, February 12th. And she said if I was born on her birthday that she would retire. And she did. Hence the reason me and my grandma were extremely close. And, just sitting in this house for so long, it brings back so many memories because, guys, I have a big house now, but I didn't come from that. I didn't come from money. Nobody on my side of the family has any type of wealth, of generational wealth, of anything like that. Some people have married into money, but a lot of the family we didn't come from that. We came from, meager beginnings out in the country. Growing up, I could tell you countless times when our lights were cut off, our water was cut off, our gas was cut off. Just constantly. And we made do. You may do. And now that I think about it, it actually made us stronger. It made us more self-resilient, self-reliant, because you had to figure out how to get things done. We weren't raised with a lot of TVs and video games and stuff like that. We were outside, and a lot of you guys probably on here remember those. You had to be in by the time the street lights came on, and there still is. There's a street light out on the corner, and we knew the street lights came on from the main road all the way down, and they came on like one after the other. So you had to ride your bike and literally haul butt to make sure you were back in the yard in time. But that's the way that we were raised. And if you're just joining on here, Nikki Witherspoon, I'm just giving you, my thoughts as far as, starting from nowhere and getting to be at the place that you want in your life, to be successful, And success is different for absolutely everybody. And, success for somebody may be, just being able to buy a new car. Whereas success for somebody else may be, oh, I want this huge mansion, okay? It's all up to you, and there's no right or wrong way to be successful. But what I want everyone to know is that just because you started off your life or your parents started you off a certain way does not mean that that's the way that you need to end. Okay, guys? So once again, if you're just coming on, I'm actually at my grandma LaLa's house, and we are cleaning up going through a lot of her boxes and stuff like that, seeing, you know, what stuff some of the kids want, grandkids want, that type of stuff. I am a little bit hot and sweaty because, like I said, I'm living off of a box fan. How many of you guys remember that? The box fan in the window. You gotta love that, okay? That stuff was good. All right, thank you. But you know, I'm gonna actually take you guys out front, all right, and I'm gonna show you. The house. The house looks a little bit different than it did when I was growing up, but for the most part, it's still the same. Hold on, let me turn. This isn't high quality anything. Screen door, same exact screen door that we had when I was little. Okay, neighborhood. That tree I played on forever when I was little. Some of our good friends lived across the street, Mr. Day and his family, and you know, we didn't always have this fence here, but you know, it is here now. But I spent many years playing in this yard. All right, here's the house, and yeah, like I said, it's got junk everywhere. It's one of those houses. My grandma was a collector, you know. But this is the way we lived, and we were never ashamed of it. And you know, honestly, I'm not ashamed of it now. I'm really not. And it was home. It's still home to me. Okay, it's still home to me. My mom, my sister, everybody. We feel at home here. My nieces, my nephews. But it's nothing special. My grandma liked to collect stuff. It made her happy. And guess what? If it made her happy, we let her do it. All right, guys? But like I said, I made the conscious decision that this was not the way that I wanted to live. Okay? I wanted a 2-story house. I wanted a yard. I wanted an area for my kids to play, for my grandkids to play, stuff like that. I just wanted a little bit better for myself. I wanted central air. Okay? I wanted central air. So that's primarily where that came from. All right, guys? But I've never been ashamed of where I came from. I've never hidden where I've come from. Never. And I never will. And why? Because it shaped who I am. It shaped who I am as a person. Let me flip this thing around. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm hot. I'm in Texas. It is not cute outside right now. But you know, guys, I will never backtrack on where I'm from, where I came from, because I know where I came from. Here I've gone so far. Okay, I always give back. We love to volunteer. You know, we always give of ourselves. We always have. I remember times when I just moved out the house. I had my own apartment, and I would go with my apartment with my lights off so that I could pay my grandma's light bill. You know, I would go with my phones being cut off, or my house phone being cut off, so that my grandma would have stuff, you know. And that's another thing, guys. Take care of your elders. You know, take care of your family members. That was one thing that I can positively say, is that my grandma wanted for nothing. She may not have had everything, but she wanted for nothing. She had loving family. She had whatever she needed that she wanted. Even if she didn't need it, we still gave it to her. You know, but a lot of the kids today just don't do that. You know, and honestly, a lot of adults just don't do that. Just put their elders out to the side, and then, you know, when their elders, when they pass, then they want to start feeling sad and stuff like that. But are you kidding me? Don't feel sad once they're gone. Enjoy them while they're here, you know? Enjoy them while they're here. So I don't know, a lot of people really don't know, but like the house that me and Parrish got, we actually had the house modified to make a room for my grandma. Okay, so if she didn't want to stay at her house, we would have her come stay with us. And we literally rearranged the floor plan of our home so that she had a bedroom downstairs and her own bathroom downstairs, because that's just what we do. You know, but the sad thing is, a lot of people just won't do things like that for their family. So I really hope the world, and you know, that Americans, because we're selfish. Honestly, if you think about it, Americans are very selfish. But I really hope that people change their views and things like that, and take care of their family. But you know, guys, back to, you know, my whole piece of this is, you know, keeping it 100. Know where you came from so that you can better appreciate where you're going. And when you get there and your kids do not have the same upbringing that you did, so like for instance, I grew up with no central air. Of course, our children will have central air. You know, my dogs live a better life than, you know, than we had as far as physical amenities. But, you know, when you have your kids, don't just spoil them. Don't just spoil them. Make them realize, you know, what you went through growing up if you had that particular life. Make sure that they know what other people, you know, have to deal with so that they can better appreciate the good life that you can give them now. You know, don't just let them sit there and think that, you know, the power is automatically on or that the gas just comes on by itself. Teach them where it comes from, because if you don't teach them where it comes from, they're never going to know and they're never going to appreciate it. And then guess what? We're going to be stuck with another generation of spoiled kids. spoiled kids. All right, guys? So, hey, my cousins just came outside, but, it always looks funny to other people when I'm talking to my phone, but they get it. But, you know, like I said, make sure that you guys are teaching our next generation how to appreciate the way that a lot of people come up in life, you know, because not everybody is born with money. Not everybody's parents were successful, but that does not mean that you do not have to be successful. And it doesn't matter if success happens when you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. It doesn't matter. It's a matter that all that matters is that you get there in whatever time frame that you can, that you get to enjoy the life that you deserve, okay? That you get to enjoy the life that you deserve. You know, some people consider us successful, and I mean, considering where I came from, yeah, I think we are too, but I'm not where I want to be. I'm not happy. That's another thing. Guys, don't get complacent. Don't get complacent. If you have a little bit of success, don't just leave it there. Don't just let it stop. Continue to push forward, okay? Continue to push forward, because what if you can do things for your next generation that possibly they can't, you know, but you don't want your family or your future family to fall back? What if you've done enough for them during your life that they can not have to go through those same struggles as you? And that's our primary goal right now. You know, our primary goal for my husband and I is to make sure that our future generations, not just our kids, but our grandkids and our great-grandkids, have the life that we want them to have. And we don't want them to have to sit there and struggle and grow up earlier than they have to. Because I mean, I could tell you guys stories on top of stories of, you know, when I was 8 years old having to ride the city bus from, you know, central Houston all the way to my neighborhood, you know, where I'm at now. And, you know, kids would never do that. My nieces, please, on a bus? Are you kidding me? But, you know, that's the way that we were raised. If we wanted to go anywhere, we didn't have cell phones. Cell phones, I didn't get my first cell phone until I think I was in 10th or 11th grade. You know, now you got kids running around 6, 7 years old with a cell phone. Really? You know, but I'm still alive. You know, we're all still alive. You know, so, but just, no, there's nothing wrong with that, guys, but just make sure that they appreciate it. Make sure they appreciate it. There's one thing that I can't stand as an entitled child. You know, a child that's not had to go through anything but feels like everyone owes them something. And honestly, guys, I feel that there's a lot of that going on in our generation. Not our generation, but the younger generation, that these kids feel like they're just entitled to everything and they don't have to work for anything. But, you know, the problem is they're not having to realize where all of this started, you know. So I'm glad that we bring our family members here, our young family members here. Every time we have a Mother's Day, that's our family reunion, and everybody comes back to this house. So, you know, no matter where the kids are now or where our relatives are now, big houses, whatever, we all come back to Grandma's house. And, you know, it brings everybody back down to reality. It, you know, it puts that legacy in there to let them know that this is where the family started. This is where it started. This is where everything got its just jump off, guys. So just be appreciative. I thank you all for the hearts. Really, really appreciate it. Little dog's going crazy. It's not the hood if you don't have just wild dogs running around, right? So there you go. But guys, I'm just going to end it off at this. You know, I want to keep it real with you guys. Keep it 100. I did not start off with money. Never did. I've gone well into my 20s struggling financially. I mean, we still have hardships here and there. You know, I'm not going to say the struggle is real, because it's not real. You know, the struggle is not real. You make your own struggle and you get through your own struggle. So, you know, don't think that way. There's always tomorrow. There's always a better way. But what you do today will impact you tomorrow. Okay, so if you're not happy with today, fix it. don't blame anybody else. Just fix it, guys. All right. So I'm hot. I'm sweating, and I'm already outside, so I might as well take my tail out back and and keep on emptying boxes, guys. So like I said, guys, be proud of where you came from, but be even more proud of where you are taking yourself. All right. So keep rocking. We will be back on later, guys. Thanks for watching.